Mark, thank you. 189 boxes of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine are now en route to all 50 states. 2.9 million frontline responders will be first in line for these vaccinations. And the head of the FDA is promising 20 million more by the end of the year.
Joining us now is vaccine distribution expert Pouria Sabounchi. He's the co-founder and chief operating officer of ixlayer, a company providing technical support and management of COVID-19 tests and vaccine distribution for the U.S. Coast Guard. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we know that the frontline healthcare workers are getting this vaccine first. What do you know about how this will roll out for the rest of us, and what are some of the challenges?
So there are going to be multiple rounds of distribution. The first round, starting this month, is with the frontline workers, and then after that will be doctors, and then after that will be open to general publication. One of the areas that we think there is a challenge, it's the last mile. For example, right now, the vaccines are ready but are not administered. This week, and there's a delay because there has not been consent collected from the patients that these vaccines will be administered. So if you can imagine that right now we have problem with, the smaller population, when we roll out to the larger population, the logistics behind the last mile is a major undertaking.
And then this vaccine is two-dose method. Are there any hurdles regarding that?
Yes. So you can imagine that the first dose will be administered, but how do you want to make sure that the second dose is also delivered to the right patient? So because if for these two vaccines that are currently approved for Moderna and Pfizer, it's really the second dose which is critical to make sure that individual is immune. And just the tracking of information of who's already received the first dose and when they're planned for the second dose is absolutely critical.
California's a big state. We have 39 million people. Is there any way to get enough vaccine for all of us? Yes.
I mean, you didn't imagine that early January 2020, there will be enough tests available for everyone to get tested. Eventually, we as a state transformed many parking lots to testing centers. And we think the same thing may happen for vaccination, where many of these testing centers that were popped up in different parking lots will be converted eventually for letting people get vaccinated.
What happens after people are vaccinated? They get their 2 doses. Is there a system in place to give someone an ID card or something that says that they've been vaccinated?
So there has been a lot of discussion and conversation how to keep track of a proof of record. It's going to be another major undertaking for the state officials to make sure that there will be some sort of a database where they can keep track of who's vaccinated, and there's a proof of record for each individual who wants to basically go back to community, to school, to work. So it's absolutely critical. Right?
All right. Thank you so much for this insight. It's something we'll be following, obviously, closely for the next several months. Once again, Pouria Sabounchi is the co-founder and chief operating officer of ixlayer, which currently facilitates the COVID-19 testing for the U.S. Coast Guard's 85,000 service members. ixlayer also powers the Stanford Health Chan Zuckerberg BioHub research collaboration to study COVID-19 in the San Francisco Bay Area. For more information, you can check out their website.